let's get started with the next episode of Icewind Dale, Rime of the Frostmaiden. We're on episode 21. The adventurers have just climbed up into the mountains after a illithid spaceship crash landed, and they're delivering a power source to try to be helpful and friendly to these crashed illithids. They arrived and saw some weird insect tentacle creatures outside, and they got a interesting telepathic message. And we can pick up from there. You guys are kind of just in this little ravine, surrounded by mountains, and yeah, you see this thing. You can see where it like skidded to a halt, and it's sitting at like a slight angle up in the snowbank. And yeah, the front of it has these creepy tentacles off of it, and yeah, there's these two creatures standing near it, looking at you, watching you. Yeah, the distress signal that Earl was hearing the whole time has ceased at this point, and Dewey had a chance to hear it when you guys got close. But it has stopped. But yeah, you all just heard this other strange voice.
And what did it just say? It just said like, "Welcome, come on in," or "We've been expecting."
You guys didn't actually hear it. It was you heard it, but you didn't understand it. It was in another language.
Would we know what the language was?
Make an intelligence check.
I thought somebody could understand it, right?
Yeah, I think in the summary of the last game, I think I actually told you guys.
Yeah.
Well, this is a good sign for the night. 3, and that's with my +2.
Yay.
No, I think you're probably expecting more another deep speech message because that's what you've been hearing, but no, you're not sure.
Can y'all understand?
It was a very different voice from what you were hearing before.
Dewey, can you understand it?
So I have this thing that's adept linguist, but I have to observe for a day to be able to like fully communicate. So.
Oh, we must not be too adept because I heard it loud and clear. Well, they said they've been waiting for turtles to come through. I said it's okay to go aboard.
Yeah, I don't think coming aboard is a great idea.
Look, I can understand them. I speak Gnomish. Y'all didn't hear anything, right?
So
we heard something. We just I couldn't tell what language it was.
Can you tell them back? Like, we'll meet you outside. We'll just drop this here.
No, we're not dropping anything. They sound pretty hospitable. They say we can go aboard.
Jack, what do they pay you?
Nothing yet. If we go aboard, we'll find out.
Jack.
I just start walking towards them.
And this makes a perfect sense because Jack knows they have something of value. Isn't going to just leave it for them. He's going to negotiate, right?
Okay, is that what? Because right now it's feeling a little bit like when Kashesi was taken over by something. A little bit. You're going a little too easy.
So
Jack, have you mentioned anything to us in terms of there's something of value, or are you just saying let's go?
No, let's go. I haven't mentioned anything. I can just understand them. They're glad I'm here, especially me. And they say we can go. Don't worry about the squiddy guys. That we can come in.
Can I do an insight check just to see if anything looks unusual about Jack? All right, 17.
So I'll put that on you, Jesse. For a 17, what could Earl notice about you just from your kind of behavior and the way you are carrying yourself and saying these things?
She can notice how laundered my socks look. She can notice that I have
After
an
5
extra.
days, your socks are laundered.
They're
We're
very
good,
laundered.
We're good for the night. Let's just call
Like
it.
in the last one, we skipped over where Jack stopped in the river to pull out his lumber line.
Total party kill. This is what's happening tonight. Got it. Okay.
She noticed I put my bow away. She noticed I'm very confident and pleased that I could understand Gnomish and no one else could.
Question, Stephen.
Sure.
My channel divinity says that I can gain proficiency in any skill or tool. Could a skill be a language?
No.
Of course not. Okay, had to try. Well, guys, I'll follow Jack. At least keep an eye on him. Besides, I'm the one with the side crystal, and I'm not quite willing to give it to Jack yet.
I am on high alert. I am going to have my rapier out, I think. And follow behind cautiously.
All right, keep that thing low.
So I
follow
will
behind Jack and just
to Earl, because of the nature of the psi crystal you are attuned to.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to say that you can you pretty much know that Jack understood the message, although you can like tell that from him.
Okay. Would I be able to tell whether the message he communicated to us was accurate?
Not with 100% certainty. But Jack doesn't seem to be acting any more unusual than usual. You know.
Great. Okay.
I got the fresh laundry. Spring fresh.
You must have used Tide, Jack.
So you guys
Far away from the ocean.
start to approach the ship, and these two creatures. Okay, I have to pause because I just switched over to D&D Beyond, and I got an announcement that Underdark mode is now available.
I got that too. I didn't click on it though.
Like, since I started using D&D Beyond, like a long time ago, everyone has requested dark mode. And it's like every time they announce anything, people are like, but when are we having dark mode? So this is a milestone right here. That is exciting. And they called it Underdark mode, which is clever. So I'm enabling that. Okay, sorry for the delay there. That was very important. Okay, so you guys start walking towards the ship and these two creatures. And as you do, you notice something else moving nearby. You see what seems to be an elk and a bear come out from nearby trees and are also walking toward the ship, toward these creatures.
Just a normal bear?
Yeah, it's a black bear. And it's walking straight towards these creatures.
Can I do a nature check to see if they seem to be entranced?
Sure.
I mean, that's gonna make me stop and pause and like kind of like, what's going on here?
Dirty 20.
Yeah, this seems like unusual behavior for these two animals.
I'm stopping to see what's happening because this is a little weird.
Jack is the closest to them. What's he doing? You're quiet.
Oh,
You're on mute.
I'll just let him walk by.
Okay. So you guys kind of pause for a moment, and you see these two animals walk up to the two weird creatures, and as soon as they're in range, the creatures wrap their tentacles around it and start biting and eating the animals.
This is Dewey's face.
Are the bear and elk, are they like thrashing or anything? Are they accepting this?
They kind of just accepted it. They're dead now. And the two creatures are just kind of having a meal.
It's like equally horrified and confused is my face. And I'm just like, this is not a good idea. This is not a good idea. This is not a good idea.
And I'm sure there's some interesting sound effects as these large monstrosities are chewing through the animal flesh.
Yeah.
Kashesi, are we next?
We needed that 4D experience.
Can I talk to them telepathically, or is it a one-way?
You can try.
Okay. I'm going to type it to you.
Okay.
So many secrets.
What the heck? This is how the party breaks up.
I'm gonna say, guys, like, we need to be on high alert. Like, mental magic like this is very powerful. I'm trying to remember. I gave Earl enhanced ability, right?
Of the fox.
Yes, the fox one on intelligence checks. Okay.
Did you do that today?
Yeah, I think I did that when we got here because I was worried they were when Earl started communicating with them,
Okay.
that they would do that. So it is a concentration, but it's up to an hour. So I think I did that when we pulled up in case they tried to like manipulate her or something.
Why don't y'all stay here for a little bit? I'll go in and prove to you that everything's fine. That way, if something goes wrong, they won't get the crystal.
So it's like, imagine Jack's in front of all of you by a few paces. He turns around to say this to you, and you're all watching him. Well, in the short distance behind him, you see this feasting going on.
Earl takes a step back and kind of protectively covers the crystal.
Those things are full anyway. They just ate. Now's the best time to go. They can't eat this shell.
What did you hear? What have these people been saying to you?
They said they were really glad that I specifically was here. And they know that we have a crystal. And they said we could come in.
Why are they glad that you are here?
Who wouldn't be?
I mean, you're wonderful, Jack, but how do they know about you?
I don't know. I guess they just We wanted somebody that spoke Gnomish, and so now we have a connection.
I think we should be very cautious because these people are very manipulative and like to play mind games on people.
Wait. I'm going to motion to everybody but Jack and say, can anybody be invisible and maybe follow Jack? Hi. Would you like to be invisible for a while and see what goes on?
I can make anyone invisible. I can touch someone and give them invisibility.
For how long?
An hour.
Ooh.
It's concentration though, so you lose your bonus.
Oh, I'm no longer a fox. Okay. I think the invisibility is going to be better than a temporary intelligence check.
I mean, yeah, I can do it. I also feel like these people are very smart and they already knew what's going on. They'll probably know I'm invisible.
Or wait, I'm an idiot. I can do invisibility too. I can't believe I forgot about that.
But, you know, like if they know, like from inside the ship for really far away, they know like exactly who we are and why we're here. And that we have a crystal, I think they'll be able to see through an invisibility.
But we don't, I mean, otherwise, what else can we do?
Yeah.
I feel like we have to at least try.
I think you should stay out here.
Yeah, with the crystal.
With the crystal. I'll go with Jack. Either invisible or not, I'll go with him. And you two stay out here. I think.
Okay. We'll make sure that nothing else becomes these guys' dinner.
Yeah. So do you think you think I should go that way? I should be invisible?
Yeah. I don't know what else we can do.
Okay. Are you wanting me to hide this? Are we hiding this from Jack? Like I can't just put people right in front of him.
I assume Jack heard the majority of this conversation because he wasn't that far away.
Well, so
I'm also whistling at the wigglers up there.
All right.
It'll be fine.
I'm gonna touch myself and turn invisible.
Okay. Was it Fox's cunning goes away?
Yeah, that goes away.
I turn around and say, like, where's Dewey?
Dewey's always with you.
So yeah, I'll just follow very slowly and cautiously behind Jack then. He's going in.
I know you're back there. This totally isn't called for. Okay, let's go.
Jack, I'm gonna say it is not too difficult to see boot prints in the snow.
I was gonna say, I'm sure you can see that.
I'd know her anywhere. All right, you good? Dewey, I look around. Are you good?
I take my rapier end and like give him like 2 little taps on his shell from behind.
All right, I'll start walking. Y'all stay back just a hair. I'll go through the wigglers first.
And as you approach, their focus is on what they're eating, and they both have a rather large meal to get through, so they don't pay you any mind as you walk by.
I make sure to like knock any whenever we get like from the snow onto something else. I'm gonna make sure to like knock off my snow so I don't leave like footprint tracks. And can I be like stealthy too?
Sure.
Does that aid? And because I'm like you're invisible, that doesn't mean you don't like make any sounds and stuff.
Yeah, if you just want to move a little bit slower.
Yeah. I got a 20 for stealth.
Okay.
I'm cat creeping.
So coming up to it, trying to find a good way to visualize this. You can kind of think of it, it's longer than it is tall, but the very front of it, where the long tentacles of the ship are, it seems like there's like a deck surface there, kind of like a wooden sailing boat. Kind of has like an outer deck, and then kind of like the bulbous back end of it seems to be like the interior. So walking up to it, that you can climb up onto that deck. You don't see any other way to get inside from the ground. But that deck surface is maybe 5 feet off of the ground from where you are.
I'm a good climber.
So we're looking at it, figuring out how to get up there currently?
Yeah.
Right.
It is icy. You could probably like jump and grab a hold of it, and you think you could probably climb yourself up, but it's a little icy.
I'll give him a boost. Like as he goes to climb, I'll like all of a sudden like push up his bottom.
Standing on something invisible. Could Jesse stay back with the crystal? Okay. All right. I grab a hold and then slowly like pull myself up and get a leg over.
Okay. Go ahead and make an athletics check.
I'm assisting.
Yeah, you can do it with advantage.
$19.
Yeah, it doesn't take you long at all. You get a firm hold of the side of the deck, and you can kind of pull yourself up.
All right, and I'll try to nonchalantly hold my bow staff over the edge.
Yeah, if you just like have it out, I'll just like do a little swing.
Okay, and I'll say with that help, you don't even have to roll for it. You can easily get up there.
I mean, I'm a cat, so got it.
Then I dust myself off and look around some more.
So there's a little bit of fresh snow on the deck, and you see mounted to the deck there is seems to be some type of ballista, and at the back there is a double door made of chitin. And chitin, I guess the best way, if you don't know what that is, I describe it as if you see like bugs that have like a hard shell, that shell is made of chitin. So it's like a bio like grown type of substance, like a hard substance.
Or like a lobster shell. Sure.
Yeah, the double door made of chitin and iron, and it's tucked under 2 higher decks. The lower of which has another ballista mounted atop it.
What kind of ballista is it? Just arrows?
Yeah, it seems to be like a big crossbow is kind of what it looks like.
Yeah. That's surprising. I feel like if it's a spaceship,
Space arrows.
Yeah. Laser beams.
I'll just walk confidently up to the door and give it a knock.
Okay, you knock on the door, and it has just kind of a dull thudding sound for the knock.
I'm already getting creeped out.
There's some ice kind of caked to the outside of the door, so your knocking kind of cracks some of the ice.
I'll hit it with the butt of my bow staff a little bit and try to bust up this out seams to free it up in case it's frozen.
Sure, make a athletics check.
I'm gonna really quickly. I'm going to before we go any further, I'm gonna give Jack a bardic inspiration because that's verbal. So I'm gonna like whisper. Be inspired.
I just shake my head and keep hitting. I rolled a 12.
Okay, you knock some of the ice off. It still seems like the door is stuck a bit. Mostly just covered in ice.
I'm gonna pull out my miner's pick and hit it a few times.
Okay, make another athletics check.
$20.
Yeah, you give it a couple good swings at it, and eventually you get one good crack in the ice that kind of goes all the way up the seam of the door. And once that kind of breaks free, the door swings in just a little bit.
All right, I'll turn around and say to myself, "Here goes nothing," to myself. And I'll pry it a hair with my pick so it's wide enough to get in.
How loud and creepy is the creak?
It actually doesn't make that much noise. You hear more like ice cracking and falling.
Okay.
The door itself doesn't make that much noise.
All right. If I'm able to pry it wide enough for myself, then I'll sidestep in.
And similarly on the inside, you see that the ship is built of some kind of organic matter in addition to wood and iron. And the walls, floors, and ceilings are reinforced with tough chitin. You can see there's some lighting in here. There's kind of these fleshy, flickering, bioluminescent orbs mounted to the walls. Looking in here, it seems to be some kind of cargo hold. You see attached to the walls are 3 sets of chains and manacles designed to hold large creatures. You see a staircase rising next to a stack of crates and barrels and broken bits of equipment. And you see moving among all the detritus are 4 creatures. 3 of them are small, repulsive purple things that float above the ground and pull themselves across the floor using oversized face tentacles. The 4th creature is a lumbering monstrosity made of stitched-together parts from goblins, dwarves, and reindeer.
I just look and think to myself, you don't see that every day. Was that the first door we came to?
That was the exterior door, so this is your first look inside the ship.
Okay.
So you have these little things with face tentacles kind of hovering above the ground and like moving themselves along. So here's a picture of what they look like. Oh, never mind. You don't need that link. I want the picture.
I'm imagining it's a lot like the way like octopus sometimes move like along like the ocean floor. Oh, yeah, that's creepy.
Yeah, they have kind of like little bodies that are floating and these long tentacles they're using to like pull themselves around.
Dewey's like this the whole time, like holding her rapier, like.
And yeah, I don't have a good picture of the other one, but you can imagine this kind of just Frankenstein's monster of stitched together pieces that create this creature.
Perfect.
Great.
Okay.
And so far, yeah, you see these things. They They seem to have noticed you, but so far they're not doing much about it. They're kind of moving in and around the different crates and other stuff stacked in this room.
I whisper, I bet they could teach Dewey some songs, and then I just walk nonchalantly past them. Carefully avoiding them, but still moving, keeping the pace going.
Okay. Are you kind of just heading into the room, or where are you headed towards?
Is there a door on the other end, or there's stairs? And
there does seem to be on the far end. There seems to be a series of doors, or before that there are stairs that seem to go up.
In the cargo hold. I feel like that would be at the bottom of the ship, and the leaders would be up towards the top. Is there any light that I can see coming from the stairwell? Do I see signs of life or hear anything?
The lighting is pretty even all around. There's these little fleshy bulbs of light kind of like sewn into the walls.
Oh.
They kind of all around. And there's more light upstairs.
All right, I'll speak kind of like calmly and gnomish, like, we're here, where to? And then I'll wait for a response.
Both of you hear something in your mind. Jack is the only one who understands it, but it's a very short noise that Dewey hears. And I'm typing that Jack understands it. And that repeats a couple times.
Oh. All right, they said stairwell. Let's go up there.
Yeah, you start walking up the stairwell. You hear that a few more times, and maybe the sound of like, almost kind of like the sound of like a baby or a toddler like crying. But you don't actually like hear it as noise. You hear it in your mind.
I'm trying to pace myself to make sure Dewey keeps up.
Okay, you head towards the stairwell, and
is this up on maps?
I don't have a good map for like display.
Okay, no problem.
So yeah, I'm gonna try to just try to describe it, and we'll go from there. If we need to bring out a map, I can probably try and draw something real quick.
No, it's fine.
All right, yeah, heading up the stairwell. You come up to the middle deck, and there's kind of an open cowl, so it's kind of like the wall on the front, the same wall where you guys came in a door. So on this upper level, it's kind of more like a curtain that leads out to another deck with another ballista out there, and you can kind of see through it. And the walls of this room are lined with ballista bolts.
Oh.
And you see, you came up the stairway, and it's about in the center of the room. And there is kind of the back wall of the room. There's this kind of weird circular, like, I don't know how to describe it without making it sound way grosser than it really is. There's basically, it seems like some kind of opening in the wall that looks like it could be a door, but it is shut tight at the moment.
Do the stairs continue up and we can like get off at multiple floors if we want to? And right now we're just on the second? Or
Yes. Sorry, I checked. So, yeah, so you came up one set of stairs, and when you get to the top, the stairs face towards the back. So you see that wall with that opening in it. And if you like get out and turn around, the stairs will go up behind you. So it's like one set of stairs goes up this way, and then next to it is the stairs that go up to the next floor.
Okay.
So yes, there are stairs going up and down from here. A door in the back and this ballista in the front. And there's weaponry around the outer walls of the room.
Okay, I'm gonna get off and look closely at the bolts. How large are they?
Let me see. These are pretty long, and actually make an intelligence check.
Four?
Okay, so these basically they seem like spears about. There's actually different ones, but they're like 6 to 10 feet long. They're pretty big.
Oh, that's cool. Can I wield one?
They seem to be very sharp and dangerous looking.
Are there any so I assume this might be the armory. Are there any handheld, like hand-to-hand combat weapons around, or all ranged weaponry?
You don't see anything. Everything in here seems to be for the ballista. And it's actually, this room is, for as big as it is, there isn't that much in it. It's kind of awkwardly spacious.
So I'll whisper over my shoulder, let me know if you want to see anything. And then I'll just mosey towards the big hole in the wall.
Okay. Yeah, you walk up to it, and yeah, the best word I have to describe it is like a closed sphincter.
I had a feeling you were. That's where you were going.
Okay, I'm gonna pull out my bow staff and poke it a few times.
Okay. You poke it, and it does move a little bit, but not a whole lot else happens. You know, it's not as like hard of a surface as like the chitin walls. It is more fleshy.
But it's closed.
It is closed, yeah.
Why would they be pooping in the armory? I scratch my head and think for a second. All right, this is what you wanted to see, right? I'll like say out loud. And then I'll head back to the stairs.
Okay.
Leora was here.
Which way are you going? Are you going up upstairs?
I'm going up. I'm just getting an overview of the place.
Okay. Okay, you climb up another set of stairs to another room where you see suspended from the ceiling of this high domed chamber is a complex lattice of bioluminescent jellyfish that use the glowing tips of their tendrils to form constellations. A high-backed chair with short armrests, capped with a sparkly blue crystal orbs, tilts up toward the display. A panel on the starboard wall lies open, exposing a pulsing tendril of flesh embedded with crystal shards. And you see, sitting in that chair is another guy who looks kind of like this. Put it in the right chat. Like that.
Perfect.
This picture has him holding a weapon, but he is not currently holding a weapon. He seems to be connected to the chair. Kind of like my imagination went to like in the Matrix, where they have all these like things connected to them to be like hooked up to the Matrix. It's kind of like that. He's hooked into this chair.
Or the Borg Queen.
Yeah, or like the Borg Queen. I'm trying to see if there's anything. Is there anything else in this room? Yes. So behind you. Well, I'll say in front of you, there is. There's another exterior door that looks like there's like a little tiny like walkway out front that you can go back outside. And behind you is another one of those kind of fleshy sphincter doors. And there's the stairs here only go down.
All right, I'll give a short wave. Has the guy seen me yet? Or thing?
Yeah, the one sitting in the chair has not reacted or moved or anything.
I'll tap my bow staff on the ground, like a quick knocking and like greetings and gnomish.
It does not respond.
Then I'll walk, probably within 10 feet in front of him and like give like a wave, see if he responds.
You see, he's laying there. It doesn't seems to be alive. Tentacles moving somewhat. Seems to be with eyes open, but very focused on something. Focused on looking like the chair is like leaning back, and he's like looking up at like the jellyfish lights, and he seems very fixated on that.
All right, I try to go over his shoulder and look at what he's looking at and see if I see anything.
Yeah, so you just see these like long jellyfish tendrils that like light up in different patterns and sway and move about.
All right, I'll try to think really hard and send him a telepathic, like, hello.
You're not really sure how, but you feel like you want to go back down one set of stairs and through the door in the back. You didn't like hear that message, but it's just you get this feeling like, oh, that one down there is the one I need.
The armory hole?
The porthole.
Okay. Well, what I'll do. I'm gonna leave a copper piece on him, and then I'll head down.
Yeah, it does not react. It just you leave your copper piece and.
Okay. All right, I'm heading back down the stairs.
Okay. Is Dewey just following close behind?
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, you still with me?
Oh,
Tap if you're here. All right.
Okay, at this point, are Earl and Kashezi doing anything, or are you just kind of waiting, watching the monster lunch?
How long has this been?
I'd say 20 minutes, maybe.
Have we heard anything on the inside?
No, not really. You kind of just heard slurping and chewing of these creatures. Occasionally they'll crunch through a bone. That's interesting.
Yeah, I've just been sitting in the snow, just meditating, trying to block the sound out.
Am I getting any the side crystal's not doing anything right now, correct?
No, I think you're still kind of like last time. You're aware of Krabrek nearby, but somehow seems guarded. You can't get any thoughts from him, but you're just aware of his presence.
Before I go down the stairs, I'm gonna look back at him and do a divine sense, detect good and evil.
Okay. Divine sense.
Pull up the list.
Oh boy.
What all this detect and what all is here. What is the range on it?
We said 60, I think, for both, because it can also detect celestial fiends or undeads.
So I'm going to say you do not sense anything from that in this room. You do sense those little guys who are floating around below. I think that's within 60 feet. You detect some slight evil there.
What about the mix match one? The goblin elk hybrid.
Let's find out. No, you don't notice it. So you get those three small kind of pings on your map.
Okay, so they're all neutral except for those floaty guys are a little bit bad.
Yeah, that's kind of what you feel about from that.
Okay, then I'll just continue down the stairs to the second aperture, gooey aperture.
Yeah, and this is the one you kind of poked at.
While all this is happening, if it's been over 20 minutes, can I cast augury and ask from like an omen perspective, if I do not go in and find Jack, will something bad happen to our party? Because the main reason why... Wait,
if you do not go in?
Or I guess I already said it, but my intent is if I do not go in to find Jack and Dewey, or if Jack and Dewey remain in there by themselves, will they come out alive?
So you need to state a specific course of action, and then you will find out whether that yields good results or bad results.
Okay. Let's rephrase it. If I go inside this spaceship to find Jack and Dewey because I'm starting to get nervous, will that endanger our entire party? Is that specific enough?
You can try. So you can you have your horn.
Yes.
That you how do you like throw it or roll it or? What action do you take?
I blow it very like.
Okay. Well, it's like it's kind of like rolling a dice to see which way it lands.
Okay.
Is how it like gives the result.
Okay.
Do like a spin the bottle.
Yeah.
North
okay.
or south or something.
Yeah. Okay. I'll go that approach.
Okay. And the answer you get is both wheel and woe.
It's both good and bad if I go in.
Yeah. So it's kind of what you can determine from that is like it depends.
Brilliant. Okay.
So yeah, just going in could go either way. Depends on more factors.
I'm going to tell Kasheshi, since I've got the invisibility spell, I'm going to use that on myself and go inside just to see what's happening. Because this is taking too long.
Wait.
Well, Jack's not there.
Are you sure you're gonna be safe by yourself? Are you gonna be able to check the crystal?
Isn't this taking too long?
It's been a while, yeah. But it is also Jack.
I mean, you know he's got to stop and look at stuff.
You're not there either.
He was not there either.
I know, but I'm just saying.
I know. Okay, fine.
Ah.
If it's really antsy, if you're really antsy about it, we can both go in together.
Fine. Let's go in if it's been another 30 minutes.
All right.
Nothing bad has ever happened when you split the party.
Okay.
All right, Jack, you are looking into this fleshy round door.
Oh, not yet.
Oh, okay.
When I come down the stairs, can I like go out to where the ballista is? Is that how you say it, ballista?
Yeah, it's kind of interesting. This wall here is more like a curtain. You can kind of just push it aside and walk through it.
And I'm curious if I can see my party from here.
Yeah, so you see a Toro walk out on the second deck.
Oh, wait,
I see.
Jack.
Oh, like we can see him?
Yeah, he walks outside.
I wave and say, "So far, so good. Just like home." Are you playing a song out here?
No, not really.
Oh, I thought I heard some horn blast. Okay, I'll try to keep you updated. I'm going back in.
We following Earl?
I'm on an upper level. I'm like, just
Jack,
letting y'all know we're safe.
Are you communicating with us whether like to stay or go? Or are you just saying hi?
Oh, I was just saying I'm safe so far. Hey, it's cool up here. I'll catch you later.
Cool as in cool, let's follow you, or cool as in this is awesome. Let's
All right, I head back in.
It's great.
Yeah, Jack didn't really say anything about that.
All right, now I'm going back to the hole.
All right.
Great.
Dewey during that whole like interlude was just like wanting to be like, let's just go, like get this over with. Like Dewey doesn't want to be in here. It's creepy. Like Let's just.
Well, I think Joey's also a little bit confused as to what's going on because she didn't get the same sense that Jack did.
Oh yeah, I'm like
And
we went up
just kind of
here.
walked up,
Why didn't
watched
you talk to this
Jack
weird
put
guy?
give money to someone.
I know. Supremely confused at this point, and like now we lean outside, and now you're telling them like.
Okay, I'm gonna tap in several areas with my bow staff.
Okay.
Poke, poke, poke.
And you poke at it.
Any changes?
None that you notice.
Okay. I'm gonna look even closer to it. Does it look like a path leads into it?
Okay, it seems like if this was open, this would be like a walkway. Like it seems
okay.
it seems like you could open up and be like an archway, but right now it is like closed up.
While he's doing that, can I like kind of investigate? Like, are there any like kind of around it, feel around if there's any sort of like button touches type things to like open it?
Make an investigation check.
I didn't even think about buttons.
14?
You kind of just feel along the wall, and it's just kind of smooth wall surface. It's you don't find anything that looks like a button. You do notice, disturbingly, as you get closer to the hole, it gets warm.
Dewey's like tagging like silently, like.
Just follow me, Dewey. Okay, I'm gonna walk up slowly and press myself against it.
It is disturbingly and comfortingly warm. Just up against it.
Dewey is like hating that she's invisible right now and trying to be quiet and silent because she wants to be like, "What are you doing?"
And after a moment, you find that you can press yourself through it.
Oh.
All right, am I in? Okay, I'm going for it.
Yeah, it's pretty tight, but you can just put some weight into it, and you'll just move through the opening.
All right, I'll tuck my head as I do this. All right. So am I on the other side yet?
Yeah, you can get yourself through it.
If
I
he's
just poke
through,
my arm
I will
out.
hold on to the end of his shell, like back, and like try to like go along with his slide.
It's warm through there, which is nice given the conditions outside. You've been camping out for so many days. You get through into this other. It's a smaller room, and you see crystals protrude from the chitinous ceiling of this oddly shaped room. Some of the crystals are lit, and others are flickering or burned out. Plates of chitin have been pried loose from the walls in places, exposing cavities filled with tangled masses of black tubes. Scattered across the floor are unusual-looking tools. And there is another similar doorway on the far wall.
So there's just tools, open cavities full of black tubes, and another cavity against the wall?
Yeah.
Okay. I want to look at the tools more closely.
Okay.
And see if I can figure out what they're working on.
Okay, make an intelligence check.
20.
Yeah, this definitely seems to be some kind of maintenance room. Someone was obviously here, like, opening panels in the wall, looking at whatever causes the ship to run. And yeah, some things seem to be working. A bunch of things seem not to be working. There are some tools that seem to be for plumbing, like wrenches. There's others that are, I don't know, it's hard to tell what they're for. You haven't seen anything quite like them before.
All right, I don't touch anything. All right, I'll move on to the next hole. This time I'll go in backwards. Shell first.
Okay, as the moment you touch it, it just automatically opens up. And so it probably catches you off guard and you kind of like stumble and have to catch yourself. But this one seems to have power to it, so it just opened on its own. And you see in there, the next room contains a 5-foot diameter sphere of shiny black metal with small transparent hexagonal windows. Sharp metal tines resembling grasping claws protrude from the nearby walls and ceiling, stretching toward the sphere but stopping short of it. Along the walls are low-mounted control stations studded with knobs and dials. And in here, you also see another creature that looks like the one that was sitting in the chair above.
Is he also in the chair, or is he up and about?
No, he's up and about, and he turns and looks at you, and you see King takes one of his tentacles and like tucks it up under, and you hear him speak out in Gnomish. And he's like, "Welcome. I thought I said you should hurry. But, well, anyway, you're here now. Where is the psi crystal?" You also hear something clicking. There's he seems to be holding a box or something that's just making this clicking noise every so often.
We have the crystal. We just don't have it here. What's going on with your ship?
Our ship crashed, and we are seeking a psi crystal to replace what we have here. And he gestures over to the sphere, and he kind of reaches a hand into it and pulls out basically kind of it looks like another crystal that had shattered. And he pulls out kind of like bits of dust and broken crystal.
Oh.
We need your replacement or our ship is grounded. I assume that's why you were here. You heard our distress call?
Well, we actually saw you come down before we heard it. Where do you find these crystals?
They could come from anywhere, but I know there is one nearby. I assume that's why you came here. Not?
Well, we wanted to meet you too.
And he's kind of like unsure how to process that. They're like, we will compensate you for the crystal, but I assure you the timing is most important, or we will not be able to habitate this space for much longer if we don't restore power to several of these systems.
Did you lose any of your crew in the crash? How many of there are y'all?
It's just me and my brother, and we have some squidlings, a couple pets.
Can I ask how tall he is?
He is not very tall. This would be considered
being very tall.
This would be considered a small creature.
Okay.
So maybe 3 or 4 feet tall. It is floating slightly above the ground, so it probably looks a little bit taller, but not much.
What were you doing in these parts besides crashing?
It was entirely chance that we landed here. This was not our destination whatsoever.
Can I ask how much is the distance from where we are now to out on the ballista deck?
That would be about... Well, you've got the sphincter door in between you now.
Yes.
So keep that in mind. But the total distance from where you are to the ballista, about 45 to 50 feet.
Okay.
And so far, Dewey hasn't understood any of this conversation, but you've heard it in a strange alien language that Jack just happens to speak.
Yeah. I'm trying to piece it together. I think at this point, I'm going to, and I think I can do this, because it just says within range, and I'm technically in range, not that I have to see it. Can I send a dancing light out through the sphincters onto the ballista?
I think so.
It just says within range. It doesn't say I have to see it, or that even it can't go through walls. It just says...
Yep.
Okay. I'm going to do that, and I'm going to send the light out and have it kind of like blink and flash outside, like right where Jack was, where he was like waving to y'all. So you will see this light kind of blinking and flashing, and that's kind of my signal I'm giving y'all.
Try not to...
You guys recognize Dewey's dancing lights and the effect that has.
We didn't really talk about what we would do or any signals or anything, so...
Or I just thought of this. If we see your light flashing, with the side crystal, I have telepathy. At least that's my understanding. Is that telepathy just with anybody in any language, or is it super specific to like a certain creature or a certain situation?
It's probably with most people. Like you were very like when they were in the group for the past several days, you were very aware of kind of everyone and their moods.
Would I be able to use telepathy, since I'm attuned to the side crystal, to talk to Dewey?
You could try, but you feel like you might not be close enough.
Okay. If I saw that light blinking, try not to metagame this. Is it reasonable to assume that Earl could interpret that as go to the ballista?
You're not sure what the message is. I'll say you can recognize that it's Dewey's light, but I don't think you're really sure what it's communicating.
I'm having them like dance and flash in like an erratic fashion.
I feel
That
like
would seem as like warning, and like, you know what? I can pick the color, so it's like red. So I'm doing like red, blinky.
Yeah, I was gonna say, if we can basically just recognize that it's Dewey's light, I think I would automatically assume that like this is the message from Dewey saying come in.
Okay. All right, Kishesi, let's go. Well,
All right.
Augury said either good or bad, so the decision's been made for us.
And you can walk by those creatures are still eating, so they don't really pay you any mind. You see, they might be about halfway through devouring these other animals.
Did the guy see the light?
No, Jack didn't see the light because it's in another room behind a wall and a flesh door.
So did the guy's reaction change that I could notice?
It didn't seem to.
So have you been to this planet before?
We have not. We have not even sure what planet this is. You are a primitive civilization, is that correct?
Ouch.
That depends. Have you tried our honey mead?
I have my answer.
As do I.
And you start to hear the clicking noise get a little bit faster. It's not on like a perfect beat, but it was kind of like every so often, but now it's just a little bit more often than it was.
It's in a box.
Yeah, he's just holding this box and it's just going click, click, click.
What's in the box?
This is how I know you have a psi crystal nearby.
Oh. Are there many here in our area?
There seems to be one that we noticed it approaching yesterday, and we saw you earlier today approaching, so we assumed you were bringing us a psi crystal. Is that not why you have come?
Is that crystal going to fix the whole ship, or do y'all need anything else done? I'm pretty handy.
We believe it will be a temporary solution to our power issues. We will have other fixes that are required, but once we get the ship aloft, many of the systems can repair themselves.
Have you ever been to an inn?
I don't see how that is relevant to the current situation. Do you have a psi crystal or do you not?
I don't, but I know where one is. What will you give me for it?
Well, being a primitive civilization, I'm sure you have many enemies you wish to destroy. Is that correct? I can help you destroy some enemies. And he pulls out from his belt what looks to be a little laser pistol. I'm not sure that Jack knows what this is, but he will show it to you as like, this can destroy many enemies. I will trade it for you. You will become the most powerful of the whatever creatures you are.
I scratch my head. What else you got?
And, well, if the power to destroy enemies is not what you wish, you may be even less intelligent than I thought.
Dewey, takes her rapier again and, taps Jack a little harder.
Ow.
And he'll say, "One moment," and he floats kind of past you and through the door, and then you see him go into the other flesh door and kind of push his way through, and he's gone.
All right, now's your chance, Dewey. What are you thinking?
That we just give him the thing and leave.
Where's your sense of adventure? We could be our first guest at the end. Huh?
Squeezing through poop holes is enough adventure for today, thank you.
Are your lights still flashing red at this point?
Yeah. I think I'm just leaving it out there because I don't know how long you guys need to see it.
Why are you so panicky?
I would say at this point, Earl goes in and at least goes towards the light. on the
So
ballista.
yeah, you guys get up and you'll have to climb up onto the deck, which I'll say you can just do it, not to roll for it. You get up there and the lights are coming from the second deck up. So there doesn't seem to be an easy way to like get up there, but you can. The door is open to walk inside. And if you go inside, then you see that initial cargo room with all these other 4 creatures moving around it. And you see these little guys with these big tentacles like looking around. And the other creature made up of all these parts of other beasts.
Oh God.
I'm gonna follow the guy, by the way.
Okay.
I don't want to be left alone in this creepy place. Like, so I'm gonna follow him.
Okay.
I'm
You
not
push
necessarily
yourself back through that
what I'm
door.
following, but like he can. I guess Jack can probably see if he's looking. I don't know. But I'm not going to tell Jack that I'm leaving. I'm just like going and following.
Well, you go push yourself through that door, and Jack, you can see that door moving.
Why did I bring her?
Why are you letting the guy leave?
And Dewey, when you get into the other room, you see the guy. He is over toward the ballista, looking at your lights.
Okay. If he's looking at my lights, I'll like turn them off.
Okay.
We were gonna talk about. I'm just talking to myself in the room. So what do you think we should do next? Finally, I got a chance to talk to you. What should we do next?
God.
And so, yeah, the two of you down below. So you see there are stairs going up in the middle, but there's also room around the outsides, and in the back you see more doors. There are plenty of like crates and barrels and other stuff in this place, and these creatures moving around.
Are the creatures like moving towards us, or are they just kind of staying in the general?
They seem to notice you. They've kind of looked up as you walked in, but they're kind of doing their own thing. They're kind of just like moving boxes around, or sometimes they seem like they might be playing with each other, kind of like running around. But
in a vain attempt, I'll try to say hello in the languages that I speak, just to see if I get a reaction.
yeah, a couple of them will look up toward you as you say it, but they don't really respond or do much.
Yeah, if they're not attacking, I'm just gonna walk past.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe walk towards one of the doors.
So you're going to the back of the room to the doors.
Yeah, I would think so.
There are you come back so the back room has a wall, but in the center it goes in a bit, and so there are 4 doors. It's kind of like a really short hallway with a door on the left, a door on the right, and then 2 at the end.
I guess I would just go to the first door on the left and like push it.
Okay. In there, it's a not a super big room, and you look in, and there is just this 5-foot crimson crystal sphere sitting on a stand. It's semi-translucent, and so just basically looks like this crystal ball, red, sitting there on a stand.
Can I do an Arcana check to see if I can tell what it is?
Sure, make an Arcana check.
Okay. $16.
You are not sure. This seems to have some purpose. You look into it more, and it seems like on the side of the sphere is some kind of door or hatch that can open it. But you are not sure what this will be for. It seems to have some purpose, but you don't know.
Yeah.
Next room or back?
So what was that? It was very quiet.
I was asking Earl, next room or back to center.
We got 3 more door options. Door number 2.
You open the next door, and it looks very similar to the previous one. It's a small room with this 5-foot crimson semi-translucent crystal sphere on a low stand.
Does this crystal on any chance look somewhat similar to the psi crystal?
It does not.
Alright. What the heck? Door number 3. Let's see if it...
Same thing.
Yep. Okay. Sensing a pattern. Okay. Great.
So he's backing up the stairs.
Yeah, back up the stairs we go.
When you turn around, the 3 squidlings are closer to you than they were before, and they're all kind of looking at you.
Earl will say, "Hi, we mean no harm. We have something to deliver. Promise we're not trying to harm your ship. I know you can't understand us." Earl's just kind of talking, like mumbling like this, just like, like a person talks to their cat, knowing the cat doesn't understand.
And in your mind, you hear some voices. You're not sure what they're saying.
Is there any chance I could, like, emote to them, like a calming, we mean no harm kind of feel, at least?
Let me see. Make a performance check.
Great. Come on, Dewey, why can't you do this? 15.
Okay. You still hear this in your head, and they're kind of just watching you.
Okay.
The other the stitched together monster thing is kind of just walking around elsewhere in the room. It doesn't seem to have as much agency in what it's doing. It's kind of just moving about.
Earl's like, we're good. Just gonna go up along the stairs. Do.
And you just try to walk past them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they just kind of watch you, but they don't do anything. All right, and you can make your way up the steps, where you see this other guy looking at some dancing lights.
Oh God. So I see like this 3-4 foot squiggling thing that's sort of floating, but
yeah. And you see this room where there's more stairs, and there's the flesh door, and there's all these ballista rods along the wall.
does the squiggling guy like take notice of me?
I guess at this point the lights are gone. So
yeah, if I saw him looking at them, like I would like turn them off. I think.
Okay. So yeah, you see this guy, this guy in the room. So it's probably he turned them off. You turned them off. He turned around and started to go upstairs. I'll say that lines up to right when you guys got up there. So he'll see you, and he will start to say something that you don't understand.
Great. Then Earl will just be like, "Hi, we mean no harm. Just trying to find some friends. Deliver a gift." And boy, you don't understand me at all, do you, buddy?
Yeah, he says some other stuff that you don't understand.
Why I gotta give away that language potion? I'm kicking myself right now.
You do hear this clicking sound that is pretty intense.
both Kashesi and I can hear it, or is it just me?
It's you and Kashesi and Dewey.
Oh.
And he will walk up close to you with this box and basically hold it up to you like he's scanning you. And the thing is just clicking really fast.
Dewey, are you still like invisible? Do we know you're there?
You don't know she's there.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm invisible. I think I would. I think I would probably go back and grab Jack and like drag him along with me out into the room.
Okay.
Like, since he's the only one that can communicate.
You push yourself through the door again, trying to also push that sensation out of your mind as much as you can.
Yeah, it doesn't get easier. It's almost like worse. More times I'm doing it.
Does the clicking sound get like louder as it gets closer to like where the side crystal is? Like,
yeah.
Could I do a perception check to see if I would notice that?
I think you notice that immediately.
Okay.
So yeah, I imagine Dewey probably doesn't even go all the way through, just enough to like call for Jack.
Yeah. Yeah. I think I'll just be like, Jack!
Who said that?
You know it's me. Come here.
I thought you were here. And it was just playing a game or something. Where have you been?
I'm following the guy. We need to just give him this thing and go.
Wasn't he coming back?
Earl at this point, like, he will notice, like, I'm imagining, like, this gray blob dude going like this and, like, maybe, like, near my bag, going like, so he knows something's up. Earl will probably just be like, and I feel like Earl at this point's kind of weirded out and he's not wondering where Jack, where's Dewey, and he's gonna take the side crystal out and be like, this?
And yes, the being in front of you will just get really wide-eyed to seeing it, and we'll try to reach out for it slowly. Not trying to snatch it, but we'll try to, assumes that you're handing it to him. So he goes to take it.
Am I in the room by now?
Actually, that's about the first thing Jack sees.
Yeah.
Did you listen to me when I'm calling you?
Right, because Earl would probably things like, are you captured? Are you injured? This weird alien dude's like vacuuming me almost.
I just walk out willy-nilly like everything's fine and like, when did y'all come in? And what are you doing?
Yeah, you see this creature taking the side crystal from Earl.
If like Jack isn't moving fast enough, I like push him towards. Like, he's the only one that can communicate. He needs to talk.
Oh, I give Earl this like disappointed look.
And Jack once he has it, Jack will hear him say, "Finally!" And he sees you come through the door, and he goes to try to go back to where he came from with it.
So is this what you were looking for?
Yes, I believe this will work fine. One moment. And he pushes himself through the door.
Why? And I ask him, because he's gone in this quick second, why did you just hand it to her?
Because you were missing, because I didn't know if this was a weapon. I thought you were held hostage. We were just trying to get out of here. What are you talking about?
Now we're
Jack?
going to get nothing for it. That was our only bargaining. All right, we'll try to salvage it. So I'll follow the guy into the room where he was at, where he went to.
Yep, you push yourself back through.
I'll follow too.
And-
At this point, it's what it is.
And Earl and Kashezi get to watch this happen, of going through this gross flesh door. Are you guys following after you see that happen?
Yeah.
Sure.
It is awkward, but nice and warm going through there.
So about, I don't know if I want my team to hear this or not.
You probably have only a moment, as it takes them a little bit to get through the door one by one. The second door is still open.
So about the payment for the crystal, we were still talking about it, still discussing it.
One moment, you will be compensated. And you see he's still looking through this other black ball in the back room. And just to recap, in that back room, so there is a big 5-foot black wall that has these little hexagon windows in it, and coming out of the wall all around it are these metal tines that look like hands. They come out from the wall, but they don't quite touch the sphere.
All right, I just get closer to him and try to look at what he's looking at and keep an eye on our crystal.
Yeah, and he's got his hand in one of those little hexagon windows with the crystal, and he's doing something on the inside of the ball. And yeah, after a moment, you hear something kind of has a loud snapping sound, and then a bunch of the other lights behind you light up, and some of the basically the black pipes that were in the wall, they start moving and shaking. So I think by now the rest of you are kind of in the maintenance room. So you see the tools scattered across the ground. Some of the wall panels are open, exposing these black tubes, and they're all kind of coming to life at the moment.
Did he put our crystal inside the ball?
He did.
Okay.
And yeah, he'll stand up and be thank you. This should do well for now.
Well, normally on this planet, we like to get paid and do an even exchange.
Absolutely. One moment. And he turns around and goes back. He kind of just ignores the rest of you. And that flesh door you guys have been struggling with now just opens, and he goes through it. And he just goes past you on and starts to go up the stairs.
Am I in the same room as Earl and Kashesi?
Yes. No, you're all kind of in the maintenance room and the propulsion room right in that area.
And he's gone? He just walked away for a second?
Yeah. He went
okay.
upstairs.
I'm going to speak to him tell him kind of the update that he offered us this, mega powerful weapon. And I asked if there was anything else because I didn't know if we needed, this. What do y'all think? I mean, obviously he could give us way more cooler things. I can already hurt people. What else? Why do we need that?
What? Dewey is just going to say, from her invisibleness, in the corner, you just hear her, just take what the man is giving you so we can leave.
Only visible people can speak at this meeting. Kashesi, what do you think?
I mean, it depends on what he's bringing us, Jack. I would rather not stay in here longer than I want to.
It's not that bad. It's kind of like shell-like.
Earl's
The
just
organ-
like hesitating a little bit. He's like, my vision to Celestian didn't talk about riches or anything, so what else are you bargaining for?
I don't know. But we could see. I mean, surely he has something.
Why couldn't we use a powerful weapon? We've got a lot of crazy things to try to fight.
Do we?
Yeah, that powerful weapon probably would have been okay, Jack.
Yeah, let's just go with the weapon.
Yeah, like take out your enemies for the end. You know, your competition.
Yeah, I mean that sounds pretty good. Like if this guy doesn't even know anything about it, well, he knows nothing about the never-ending winter, probably. So let's get a weapon, learn how to use it.
I mean,
Yeah.
I've almost been killed several times, so I think we can use a powerful weapon.
Right. It's either like if we can either get a powerful weapon or maybe this spaceship has some like magic potion that can get Kashesi 20 years back of her life. Like that would be great if they had it. But beyond that, let's go.
Don't you want to get to know him?
I want to get to know them as we're waving by on their space as they fly past.
Well, I don't have any enemies.
As you're talking, you guys feel the entire ship shift. Where it was, the whole thing was at a slight slant before, it seems to have leveled itself out. So, anything else you guys are doing?
Like, we need to just get our stuff and go.
Why is everyone so afraid?
Because these are really powerful super beings?
Because they're mind flayers, because we can't you're the only one that can communicate with them, and
Do I even know what a mind flare is?
Make an intelligence check.
I'll give you some guidance, so add a D4.
You've heard stories about these evil creatures who live underground and eat people's brains. It's probably things people have told as like campfire scary stories about don't get your brain eaten by the mind flayer. But so far, what you've seen of these people does not match anything that you've heard about mind flayers.
They're also not underground.
The tentacle faces kind of seem to match, but that's as far as it goes.
Huh. We need to ask about that Frankenstein animal.
No, we need to get whatever they're giving us and leave before the spaceship takes off and we end up going with them.
That's how you miss out.
Is he not back yet?
He's not back yet.
Is he upstairs?
I'm gonna like go up and see if I can see if he's doing anything. Like just go to the top of the stairs and kind of peek over to see if I see him.
Okay. When you get to the top, everything up there looks about as it did before, except there are more things that are lit up. The one that's still in the chair is still in the chair, kind of staring up at stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You don't see anything else up there.
I don't see him?
No.
Okay, I'm going to walk around like fully to the top then and see if I can see him.
Yeah, and that room also has another flesh door that is closed. So if you're looking around in that room, you assume he went that way. That's the only way he could have gone.
Are there any things else on the walls that we haven't seen? I'll look around the room more closely.
Look in the maintenance room.
No, I want to go back upstairs to the sleeping guy.
Okay, yeah, go up there. That's where Dewey is. Yeah, it looks mostly the same as you left it. There's just kind of more activity, more stuff is lit up. The jellyfish are a bit more active, doing stuff with their lights in the ceiling.
Is my copper piece still there?
It's exactly where you left it.
Or is there anything that I can see? Like, do I get a feel like this is the helm?
Make an intelligence check.
One.
You're not sure. You've not seen anything like this ever before.
Can I reach up to the jellyfish if I wanted to?
Let me see how tall that is. I think it's a little bit too tall. The ceiling is 20 foot high, and the jellyfish tentacles are coming down about 8 feet.
Oh.
I think that's still higher than you can reach.
All right, I'm going to go up to the door in that room.
Okay.
And just kind of announce myself before I get too close to the door and then walk through.
Okay. It opens up for you as soon as you come into contact with it, it opens. And you see another domed chamber full of clutter. A lot of it piled atop a table with 1 foot high legs. Behind the table is a 5 foot diameter crystal sphere mounted atop a low stand. 5 strange glowing gizmos are attached to the chitinous walls 7 feet above the floor. These devices look like the tips of metal wands held in pincer claws.
Can I make out what this room's used for?
First, you're going to have to make a dexterity saving throw as a beam of light comes out from one of those gizmos. But you also do see the other guy you were talking to in here.
Okay. Can I use the inspiration on this?
Yeah,
Yes.
a D6.
$10.
10. You are hit by this beam of light, but it is only 4 radiant damage.
And you have your temporary 7, right?
Yep.
And the creature says, "Stand back, stand back." And Jack, do you stand back or do you stay where you're at?
Yeah, I stand back and tuck everything in my shell except my eyes.
Okay. When you move back far enough, it stops shooting at you. And you see him. He has a little bag, and he's picking up some of these random things off of this low table and putting them in the bag. And he turns around and says, "This should be sufficient for a civilization of yours. You will become powerful. You will become intelligent. If that is all, you may be on your way."
Do you have anything for our inn?
Did Jack take the bag?
Yes.
Then I literally am like pushing you away from him and like out the door.
And I shout back, "Come visit us again. We always have a room for you."
And yeah, it just walks back into that room, and the door shuts.
Okay.
I'm like
Am I back
pushing,
with-
and I just whisper like, "Let's just get out of here! Come on!"
Yeah, Dewey's kind of pushing you down towards the stairs.
What if that other guy's a hostage? We don't even know we don't know anything about them. You're not curious?
No, let's go.
And you're still invisible with all this, Dewey? Like, what?
Yeah, I'm like.
Jesse and I be able to? Would we hear you say this?
I don't know if you came up to the third level. Or
I think you guys were just down the stairs, so you could probably hear some of that conversation.
I'm whispering
But
it.
you don't understand what the other guy said.
Okay.
All right, I'll go down to the second level with everybody and show them the bag of goodies. Do you want to look at it here or?
I just keep pushing you
Let's get off
out
the ship.
like the outdoor.
I'm all for knowledge, Jack, but I'm also all for not having my mind played. Freedom's a little bit more key here. Let's go.
They're not evil. But I'll go ahead and walk with everybody.
Okay. You guys walk back down to the cargo area, and you all hear this kind of like whimpering, sad crying. You don't actually hear it, it's just kind of in your head.
Oh no.
No. Keep
I
moving.
told y'all we were leaving too early.
Wait,
Moving.
is it in a language or is it just like a sound?
Yeah, it mostly just sounds like a little kid crying.
Oh no.
Nope.
And if you just head into the door, as you're leaving, you hear something being said. Jack is the only one who understands it, and it's the same thing that he heard the first time he heard it.
Oh. Can I tell if it's in the cargo area?
Yeah. You're pretty sure it's coming from the three little ones.
Oh, the three creatures? Can I tell which one it is? Is it the one with lots of parts, or the tentacle
No,
walkers?
it's not the one sewn together. It's the three little guys with tentacles moving around.
Oh.
The ones that you detected an evil presence from.
Yeah. All right. I'll
See, like none of us understand this, so I'm just gonna keep pushing everyone out the door. Like I'm like hurting.
Yeah, everyone else is kind of
Like,
trying to hurry to go, and Jack
Yeah.
kind of stops to think about it.
If Jack hesitates, I'm like behind him, like pushing him out the door.
Jack, do you understand that whimpering? What's going on as we're kind of walking away? Like,
I just pick off a few pieces of rations and throw it near them, and then I'll walk out with the crew.
Okay. You do see as you're leaving, they start moving their way towards it, but you leave before you find what happens.
Okay.
And we see the other 2 eating creatures out here are still eating. They've made some good progress though. They're almost done.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's pretty impressive for how big those animals were.
Oh.
So like as soon as we're like out, I like undo my invisibility. Be like, oh my lord! Like, can we please get out of here? Ugh. And I think Dewey just like does a general like and like gets all of her like screams and like everything she wanted to say while she was inside there and like lets it all out.
So yeah, walking out to the main deck, you see all of the tentacles on the front of the ship are all just like moving slowly and undulating.
Ooh.
Where they were kind of just sitting there before. It's alive now.
Yep. Bye. See ya.
Does
Well,
this
that was a
register
pretty cool
to anything
experience.
I would have seen from like my previous vision about this occurrence? Like, would I be able to make any connections as to whether like we did what we were supposed to do?
It very much seems like it.
Okay.
They were without power, and you brought them a power source, and now they have power.
All right, straightforward. Okay. No hidden messages. Okay.
All right, is Jack doing anything, or just getting pushed out by Dewey?
Man, I could have stayed there all day. I got so many questions. Like, how do we even use this weapon? Did they even give it to us?
I mean, you just got a bag, like a leathery pouch, and it's got some weight to it, but you haven't looked in it yet.
Okay. So I'm sure y'all want to move to a safe distance first before
Yeah.
we like look into it.
Like I say, let's go back down towards, like, to the woods at least, and like towards the river.
Do we want to make sure, like, Earl would want to make sure that does this ship actually leave? What about the 2 creaturey things that are feasting? Like, do they stay on the ground? Do they go with the ship? I would want to be with. Wouldn't you want to be within visual range just to make sure that that this thing actually goes? I think I would.
I mean, if you wanted to, like, what time is it daytime wise?
I think you guys got up to the ship just after it got dark, so that would be at like 2-3 o'clock.
Okay.
And I'm thinking you've been exploring it for maybe an hour, maybe a little bit less than that. It wasn't that big of a ship.
So, like, if you wanted to, like, set up camp, like, 200 feet away,
Yeah.
so we could still see it, but we're out of range of whatever they could probably do to us if something were to happen.
Because, like, if there are 2 tentacly creatures that can eat animals that easily, I would want to make sure that they go on the ship.
I mean, I'm sure they will. I don't see why they wouldn't take their everything with them. But yeah, I see what you mean. We can just make sure. But I mean, who knows how long it will take for them to like get up and go too, you know?
I know, but at
Like,
least
I think we can wait here for the night. Like,
Yes,
I say go ahead and camp.
I would say, like,
Point, we're not going to get anywhere, you know?
you know, let's camp for the night, but within visual range, 200 feet away.
Yeah.
Okay, you basically make it to the top of the little ravine that you're in. You have some good distance on it, but you can still see where it sits.
Yeah. Okay, now we can see what's in the bag.
Well, it's up to Jack.
Yes,
I know. Man. I wish we could have got to talk to them more. What if they just stay here and turn bad now that their ship is repaired? All right, I open the bag and look down inside.
So the bag is definitely full of a bunch of mucusy goo. So that's the first thing you notice.
Okay.
But there seem to be 3 distinct items within that.
I'll reach my hand down in there and feel around.
Okay, roll a d4. We'll see what order you pull them out in.
3.
3. So you reach down and you pull out. It's slimy. This is probably what the mucus is coming from. But it seems like some kind of fabric, but it's slimy. You're not really sure what this is. But it looks like a hat or even like a bonnet that you could wear over your head.
Oh.
He loves this. Slime bonnet.
Nice. I'm going to set it to the side for the time being and keep pulling.
Okay, roll again.
Okay. 1.
Okay, this is probably the heaviest item in here. You pull it out, and I don't know that Jack knows this, but I would say it's a laser pistol. Because it was what was shown to you first.
Well, I guess he was a person of his word.
So you know this to be some kind of weapon of destruction.
Okay. I set it nearby. And I reach in to pull out the 3rd.
All right, and it's probably because of the other thing that was in there. You pull out this little metal disc. It's sticky, but it seems to be like a ring with like a clear disc in it.
I hold it up to the light and look through it and see if I see anything.
What light?
The sun.
It is very dark out.
The moon.
I'll put my dancing lights on.
Let me see what day is this. Is the
If it's dark, I would have my dancing lights out so we could see stuff.
This is 20. There is a moon up. It is almost exactly half crescent moon. So yeah, there's some moon you can hold it up to, and you do see when you hold it up, it does kind of focus the light a little bit. This seems to be some kind of monocle.
Then I hold it closer and look through it at my party.
Yeah. There's when you look up at them, they are really hard to see. It's some kind of magnification factor going on here.
Okay. I'll let the others look at the stuff too. And I'll fish around deeper in the bag and double check, make sure nothing's left.
It's just gooey.
And
as you set that cloth down, there's a little puddle forming around it.
I'm kind of curious about the weapon thing. Is there some sort of check I can do on it to kind of like understand like what it is or what it does?
Yeah, let me see. I think there are specific rules for it. Just make an investigation check.
I'll give you guidance.
Oh, I rolled a natural 20 and I have +2. You want guidance too? That was a 3. So 25.
25. Okay.
I'm now the laser pistol master.
Yeah.
And I do the little like.
So you heard him say it was some kind of weapon, and so you examine it and you identify, oh, there's some kind of power source. There's part of it. You see there's some kind of triggering mechanism, and you see some kind of basically target finder. So you kind of analyze it, and you've probably not seen any kind of firearm before, but you kind of figure out, oh, point and shoot. Some kind of weapon that does that.
Okay.
Careful where you point that thing.
Can I point it at like a tree and shoot it and see what happens?
Whoa. We need to go to a safe place before we try this out. Why are you going to shoot something so close?
Like a faraway tree.
Or wait a second, Dewey. Why don't we describe this object and send the information to Candlekeep, see if they know anything about it?
Yeah, I'll do that too, but I'm going to shoot it at a tree first.
No. I get to shoot it first.
I do it.
How far away is the tree that you're shooting?
I don't know.
You're going to kill us all.
40 feet. Not anywhere close.
Okay,
like,
make an attack roll. But that is just your... You don't have proficiency, so it's just your dexterity.
My dex bonus?
Yeah, d20 plus your dex bonus.
Oh, well, that's great because that's 4, so thank you. That's a dirty 20.
Okay, at 40 feet, you hit directly on that tree. Roll 3d6 radiant damage.
Ooh. Okay. That's a 6, and a 2, and a 6. So 14.
So yeah, that cuts a pretty good hole through the tree, and it is now on fire.
And I just go, ooh.
And keep track that one shot has been fired. Someone who wants to keep track of the laser.
Oh, okay. Laser pistol. 1. And I'll hold it up, and I'm like,
yeah, you guys all just saw this beam of light come out of it and hit this tree, and now the tree is on fire.
This is fun.
All right, instantly I just walk over and then grab it out of Dewey's hand.
No.
And put it in my shell.
What? No. Can I keep it?
Go invisible now.
Is there
anything another flashlight face coming in our tent?
Yeah, I obviously need to protect myself.
All right, so about that bonnet.
Yeah,
I'm going to look at it more closely before I try it on. Is there anything out of the ordinary?
I mean, it's slimy, and it seems to be producing slime.
Producing?
This mucusy, sticky substance coming off of it.
I think I'll smell it, then I'll taste it.
Okay. Nothing too strong from it. It's just more of like a weird sticky texture than anything.
Okay, I'll go ahead and try it on.
Okay. I'm imagining like it's a fabric, but I'm imagining like the chainmail coif that goes around your head. That's kind of what it looks like what old knights used to wear around their head. But it's mucusy cloth instead of chainmail.
Oh. At what rate is this oozing occurring?
It's pretty slow.
Okay.
But as long as you have it on, you definitely feel it's kind of collecting.
Are there any adverse effects?
Not as far as you know.
Do y'all want to try it on?
Nope.
No, but I'll have the gun.
I mean, I would definitely. I would definitely want to like look at the bonnet and like investigate it.
Look at the what?
At the bonnet, especially like if it's producing, like is it gonna continue to produce slime for like infinity?
All right, I'm gonna take it off if I can and pass it to Earl.
All right. Could I do like an Arcana check to see if there's anything magical about this, or if this is just something?
Sure.
Okay. $13.
This definitely appears to be a magical item.
Okay. All right. If it's a magical item, oh gosh, sorry, I'm trying to get my spell back. And then I would want to cast Identify.
Okay. So you cast the spell, you learn this information about the item.
Okay.
Also, the thing that I forgot to mention, that Earl would have immediately noticed his attunement with the psi crystal ended as soon as it was put basically into the engine of the ship.
Ooh.
So Earl, you get anything from that?
Yeah. Disgusting as it is, this is actually quite interesting. Earl would just be like looking at this fact, kind of like fascinated, ignoring the ooze. I'm imagining kind of like pulling on the arms.
Yeah.
Basically, it's like a helm, and you can use an action to cast Detect Thought. And as long as you maintain concentration on the spell, you can use a bonus action to send a telepathic message to a creature you are focused on. It can reply using a bonus action to do so.
Oh. So is that how he communicated with us?
Maybe.
That would be very handy.
Yeah.
And to see if someone's telling the truth.
Mm-hmm. If you don't mind, I'll keep this. Or at least I'll keep it handy. Or, Jack, would you...
Sure, you can hang on to it.
Okay.
So who's getting the gun?
I pretend like I didn't hear you.
I'd like to point out for the record that I don't think Dewey has ever, of any of the bounties of loot we've gotten with anything, I don't think Dewey has ever asked and requested for anything. She has let y'all have everything. All of the money, all of the jewels, all of the anything. This is the first time Dewey's like, this is actually kind of cool.
You didn't ask for it then either.
Just putting that out there. Yeah, I did.
You just swiped it and started shooting.
Yeah. Well, I looked at it and I said, can I keep it? I think I've mentioned it 3 times, but that's fine.
You could have killed us all.
No. I had to see how it works. What do you mean? One of us has to test it out. I was a good shot with it.
So what do y'all think this disc is?
Could I cast? Could I do detect magic on that as well to see if there's anything? Or sorry, identify.
Yeah, you're identifying that as well.
Yes.
There you go.
Boop. Alrighty, and Earl says that this is something called Eyes of Minute Seeing. It says while wearing this item, you can see much better than normal out to a range of 1 foot. You have an advantage on intelligence checks that rely on sight while searching an area or studying an object within that range.
Sounds pretty handy.
Yeah.
Who's the most investigative?
I think that'll be Earl.
I am, but I've already Earl's like wanting to like keep it, but he's like, he kind of feels bad for Dewey at the same time.
I don't want that.
Look, Dewey didn't even want to go in there. I meant you didn't want to stay and talk with the guy, push me through, sit for him
And
without
Dewey couldn't
asking.
understand any of the conversation that was happening in there.
Yeah, that's why I was like, let's just go. I don't know what's going on.
You could have asked, but then you left when we had a chance to talk. Okay, I mean, I can hold on to the monocle. So, what's the ship doing?
Looking back at just as it was, tentacles are undulating.
Dewey is going to like set up camp, make a little fire, kind of like sit off in the corner, make up a song around the beat of the clicking of his little thing, the little click click thing.
Okay. And as you're setting up camp, you guys remember that one of your tents is shoddily repaired.
Mm-hmm.
Hole in it. And it does seem to be getting cold up here in the mountains.
Do we have like a fire we set up or whatever?
Yeah, if you want to do that as part of your camp for the night.
Yeah.
Or is the tree that Dewey shot, is that still on fire?
Yeah, there you go. Pre-lit.
Yeah. Yep, so easily enough to start a campfire at night.
Yeah.
Probably to set up camp around that tree.
Sure.
And you might go examine like the impact site, and it's a pretty clean cut. It didn't go all the way through the tree, but yeah, cut a nice chunk through the tree and set it on fire. It's probably by the time you get there, you can just kind of push the rest of the tree over. Anything else going on for tonight?
Yeah, I want to keep watch, especially keep an eye out on that ship.
Dewey's kind of just, off in a corner, kind of like pout, singing her, like making up a song, and completely ignoring Jack.
That's very familiar.
Oh no, it's like worse.
I'll take first watch since you two are doing great.
All right, I'll take last.
I'll do second then.
Okay. As everyone else starts to go off to sleep, have Earl make a perception check.
Okay. With a +5, that's 18.
Yeah, not too late into the night. It kind of becomes obvious. The ship lights up a lot more than it was before. You can see all kind of arrays of different colors coming out from that area behind the ballistas, and also the deck above that. Seems to be some kind of activity going on there.
Where are the two, like, tentacle slug thingies that were eating the elk and the bear?
Yeah, they seem to have finished their meal, and you see them. They're actually on the first deck of the ship at the moment.
Oh, okay. At least they're on the ship. That's good. Okay. I'll continue to stare, watch at it, meditate.
Yeah. Otherwise, looking around, not a whole lot else happening out here in the mountains tonight.
Okay.
Just this alien light show.
Great.
And probably by about the end of your watch, you see the aurora spark overhead. Familiar sights you see in the night.
Okay.
It does look a little bit cloudy.
Right.
That's about it.
All right. I guess I'll go. I'll go to Dewey next. Tell her what I saw.
Yep, you can kind of see the same thing. Go ahead and make a perception check.
18.
Yeah, if you sit for a while and doesn't seem to be any change in the ship. You see those creatures are kind of up on the deck at the moment. Look around, things seem mostly quiet. It's just a little bit cold tonight, but you've had your share of cold nights. Not bothering you too much. You're probably just more looking. Dude's probably just more stewing about the laser pistol.
Yeah. Is the tree still going?
If you guys had put more onto the fire,
Yeah.
you'd keep it alive.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, just so have your campfire open. And yeah, that's about it for your watch comes to an end.
Okay. I'll get Jesse up then.
Alright.
Alright, you go ahead and make a perception check.
Okay. 15.
Yeah, from what you heard from Dewey, what you saw is nothing has changed so far. It's just another cold night under the aurora, with some extra lights coming from a spaceship with tentacles. Then maybe 30, 40 minutes go by, and you do notice those creatures enter into the ship.
Okay. Alright. I'll go wake up Jack and give him an update.
All right, I'll wake up quickly and ask if Kashesi wants to go back to the ship.
No, I don't, Jack.
Really? There's so much left to figure out.
Yeah, I don't think they want us there.
Okay.
Thanks for the offer, though.
I imagine is Kashesi just going back to sleep, or now are you worried that Jack's going to go after the ship on his own?
I'm gonna watch Jack for like 10 minutes and just see what he does.
Do one of those
also
things where
worried
you're
about
like
him
you're
hanging.
laying down and you've got like your eyes like kind of open.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm also worried that he's gonna freaking hang over me again.
Yeah, well, if you're going to lay down in the tent, you won't be able to see what he's doing.
I can like lay down by the opening or something, like peek out of that.
All right, I'll take a post. Look around. Do I notice anything?
Yeah, you have to make a perception check. Now, kind of time goes by, and you kind of watch the ship, try to wonder what its secrets are, but nothing changes.
Are we near the woods?
Yeah.
Do I see any beams of light?
Like the one walking around the other day.
Yeah.
Looking around, you don't see anything like that.
All right, I'll try to concentrate really hard and speak more gnomish.
Okay.
I'll throw another log on the fire and then I'll walk a little bit closer towards the ship and get a closer look.
Okay. Make another perception check.
$19.
You hear something that catches your attention the other direction, back further north, and you look up in the sky and you see a large white dragon flying overhead. It's a ways off to the north, but yeah, you heard this like giant wing flapping, and you can see it outlined through the aurora.
What's it doing?
It seems to just be flying. It's moving pretty fast, and it's moving from the east towards from the west towards the east. It's probably just north of the mountain line.
But it's passing through. It's not like stopping and doing anything. Okay.
It's high in the sky. It might be kind of hard to judge depth, but it seems like this is a very large dragon, but kind of far away.
Do I remember anything about that dragon?
We saw it 2 nights ago.
Oh, we did?
Yeah, and I thought from those 2 nights ago, somebody detected that it was potentially evil, or at least neutral evil, or something like that.
It's usually the chromatic dragons are more evil.
Oh, I see. Oh, I should put on Earl's hat, slimy hat, and communicate with it. Okay. I'll drift back towards the camp and wait out the rest of my watch.
Okay. Yeah, the rest of the time goes uneventfully.
All right, is it time for everyone to wake up?
I mean, it is if you want it to be.
Okay.
Because you can just wake everyone up.
All right, I'm going to try to brew a little bit better tea today.
Okay.
So can we count a long rest?
Yeah, you guys got a long rest.
Once it's ready, I'll wake them up. I'll just wake them up with clapping and poking them with the bow staff.
Woo! That'll do it.
Woo!
And I tell them to come out the tent, try some of this tea. It's been improving.
Earl just kind of looks up at Jack. It says, "Define improvement."
You define it. Here.
Earl take it and kind of give it a swig.
I'm going to tell them all about the dragon and the noises I heard last night.
Here's the artwork. I was looking for this last week, and I couldn't find it, and I just found it. So there's a picture of the 2 creatures outside of the ship. Share that. Now that we're beyond that point, but that's what you guys dealt with when you got here.
Oh.
Oh.
No problem. Wonder how long they're gonna stay. The ship's gonna stay here. We can check in. Do they need anything else for repairs? Are we heading somewhere else next?
Well, we got a letter from Candlekeep that we need to go to the Lord's Alliance prison to question Gant.
Was that the next thing to do on the map? Like in direction of travel?
That one is probably as far away as anything has ever been in this campaign.
Yeah.
So I suppose we could also go to the House of the Morning Lord and see if we heard anything from. There was this hermit guy that we're supposed to be waiting on.
Oh, yeah.
There was that one. There was a handful of other rumors of things going on around the towns. You guys are supposedly running your own inn that you haven't been back to.
What's the town that's next to Goodmead? That's technically the closest town, right?
Dugansoul, yeah. If you want to go by road, then basically the way you came in back to Bryn Shander is probably the fastest. But if you want to cut across the tundra, Dugansoul is the closest.
Would it be faster just to go to Bryn Shander than to go to Dugansoul, even though it's closer?
It depends on if that was your final destination, then yes. But depending on where you're going from there.
I guess I was just thinking we talked about going to the quickest place to get a new tent. Because this one won't last too much longer. But it might be interesting to go to Dugansoul because we haven't been there. And then we can go to Goodmead and see how the election went.
Mm.
Do I have anything in my backpack this morning?
As far as like another correspondence?
Yeah.
Is there anything?
Okay. I'll write them a letter this morning telling them that, we deliver the crystal, the ship is going and on its way now.
Well, technically it's not.
Well, it seems like it's going. It's working, it's up and running.
Well, I don't think we've seen it actually fly in the air yet or anything.
Yeah, but the tentacles are moving. Are you guys wanting to sit here and wait and for it to actually leave?
I don't think we can really do that because I think all of us combined had 10 days worth of rations, and I think we've used half of it.
Yeah.
So I think I think our hand is forced that unless we want to hunt, I think we've got to go back to a town.
I agree.
So how's the tea?
This time it was heated up over a campfire.
Dewey passes on the tea this morning.
More for us.
I mean, I can imagine for just a moment, Jack thought about trying to heat up the tea with the laser pistol.
I would never.
So do we want to try Dugan's Hole or do we want to go back to the road and do Bryn Shander? I don't really know what will be faster. One is the shorter distance, but it's over more tundra instead of road, so it might be slightly.
I think it might be slightly safer if we go the way with the roads.
Mm. Is there some kind of check we could do to know what would be a quicker?
The roads are usually faster.
Okay. Even though it's a lot farther.
That's what you've seen so far.
Okay.
At least if you're walking on snowshoes,
Mm-hmm.
kind of having a surface that you at least know is level, closer to it.
Yeah. Okay.
And you're not super familiar with this area of tundra either.
Well, we should probably get going then, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
So you guys pack up your camp and get headed on your way. So you're kind of heading back to the river crossing towards the road.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm going to have to, as a group, make a group perception check.
I got 22.
14.
13.
12.
Okay. Yeah, as you guys get going, you're heading kind of at a downward slope down the northern side of the spine of the World Mountains. And you look up, and Earl and Dewey notice it first. But all of you eventually see it. Further ahead, probably a good 120 feet or so ahead, something big is plowing through the deep snow, heading towards you. There's this shiny little thing sticking up out of the surface. And it's just moving a little zigzaggy towards you up the mountain.
Can we tell whether it's like a animal or a person or anything like that?
From your rolls, really, it looks like a shark in water, except it's in snow. You see this little fin sticking up, moving, and creating this snow.
How far away is it?
It's like 120 feet, and it's coming up on you.
Can
Are there
we
trees nearby?
run to the side? Yeah, into trees or somewhere.
Sure.
Get out of the way.
Start moving away from it.
Yeah.
It seems to be aiming toward you still. It's following you.
Can I climb any trees? Are they close by enough?
Sure, yeah, Jack. You can start climbing up a tree. Give me a athletics check.
Yeah, I would do that too. Try to climb up a tree.
5.
You're having a hard time. It's slippery and ice. You're having a hard time getting up there.
Are there any boulders nearby?
Probably.
I got a 19.
Okay, Dewey makes it up a tree.
Can I try to get up the tree while yelling at this thing to see if I can intimidate it?
Do one or the other first.
All right, I'll climb up the tree first.
Okay, go ahead and make an athletics check.
This is gonna be great. 11.
It takes you some time to get a good footing on it, but eventually you'll get up there. I would say this thing is moving in, so it's probably about 60 feet away now. Is Kashesi doing anything?
Yeah, I'll try to climb the tree.
All right.
18.
18, yeah, you have no problem getting up one.
She's lighter than air.
And what's Jack up to?
Is there any boulders nearby that I could dash towards?
I assume so. You're trying to like hide behind one?
No, get on top of one.
Sure.
Did I make it? Do I need to athletics check it?
No, I'll say you can get there. You can at a pace you're kind of trying to run away from this thing. But yeah, I guess you see this mound of snow like getting closer and closer with this thing sticking out of it. And yeah, it gets up to near the area of trees where you are, and you see it jumps out of the snow near you and back in. And yeah, it looks like this land shark thing with big mouth. And it's just kind of swimming around through the snow at the base of these trees. So far, it has ignored Jack and just kind of moving back and forth around the base of these trees that the three of you are in.
So it's just like waiting for us to get off on the ground?
It seems like it for now.
I yell at Jack to shoot it.
Hasn't done anything bad yet.
Yeah, I mean, like, can we just wait it out? Like, wait out an hour and just see what it does?
An hour is a long time.
You see it moves a little bit further away and circles back again, and it's doing its jump, and it's trying to land right at the tree that Kashezi is on.
I'm going to cast sleep on it.
Okay. It's jumping and it's landing. It hits the tree and shakes it pretty hard. I'll have Kashezi make you can choose either a strength or dexterity saving throw. Whether you're either trying to hold onto the tree or trying to like use your balance to stay on top of it.
Nope. The strength. I was doing.
What was the number? I didn't. You might have cut out. I didn't hear anything.
7.
7. Okay.
Give me fine.
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay.
Yeah, it knocks you pretty hard and you lose grip of the tree and you will fall. And that will do not too bad. That'll do 2 bludgeoning damage from the fall.
Okay.
Did the sleep work?
Yeah,
you'll be able to do that next. Yep.
Okay. I'm going to do it at second level.
Okay.
So I'm going to do 7 d8s.
Okay.
So that is 4, a 2, a 6, a 7, a 3, 4, and a 3.
Yeah, 29 doesn't seem to take effect.
Can I cast suggestion on it? Does
You can try to.
okay? What the heck? Okay, I will cast suggestion. With a wisdom saving throw of 13, and suggest to it that it could find food a couple miles away from here. That there's much tastier things over there.
Okay, let's see. Let's make a saving throw. Which is only a 6, so that fails. All right, and you're suggesting that it finds food away from here?
Yes.
Okay. You feel that kind of take hold, and as you're concentrating on the spell, and you see it. It kind of makes a loop around where Kashezi fell, and then turns around and heads back north. And you know that spell will continue as long as you maintain concentration for up to 8 hours.
Okay.
And yep, as it moves away, you seem to be there's no threats. So we didn't even really enter initiative, but we don't need to now.
Did it go in the same direction we're going?
Kind of, yeah.
Nice work, Earl. I jump down and give Kashesi a hand.
Thanks, Jack.
Come on down, Dewey. The water's fine.
And you guys see it kind of plowing through the snow, kind of making a line parallel to the one it came on the way in. It's just heading back the way it came from.
What was that thing?
Yeah, I guess we never really investigated that.
I got a picture I can show you for when it jumped out. You guys saw it.
Very curious.
Yeah.
It's kind of like that.
Oh, I know what that is.
What is that?
A boulet, right? Am I naming it correctly?
Yep.
Okay.
What is a boulet?
I mean, it's literally like what he said. It's like a land shark thing. They like burrow in the dirt and then like pop up. It's like a mole, like I guess like a giant mole shark, I guess. Wouldn't expect them to be in the snow though, but
It's cool.
if we went more towards Dugan's hole, would we be going in a slightly different direction than where that thing went?
You're not entirely sure. But also, if you get to talking, Earl knows that spell will last at most 8 hours. And it's going to take you days, whichever way you want to go.
I know.
So probably 8 hours from now, you're going to have to do something.
Yeah, when we're going to go to bed and we're trying to sleep.
Well, for all we know, there are multiple versions of that, so I think we're going to encounter it regardless.
So that'll just be something ominous to think about as you walk today.
Yeah.
Yay!
Exactly.
All right, unless there's anything else we can call it there for tonight. You guys survived the Mind Flayer ship.
That was a lot more tame than I was thinking it was going to be.
I knew it was going to be fine.
Yes, they're weird Mind Flayers. You actually walked into a normal Illithid ship at level 4, it would be over.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
But as it turns out, as the Mind Flayers reproduce by taking over other beings, but when they take over gnomes, sometimes it doesn't go quite right.
Okay.
So there you go, and you got a couple new magic items, and you can fight over a laser pistol, and have a good time. But that's all I got for tonight. Thanks everyone who's been watching. We'll see you next time.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.